Hello and welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my partner and co-host, Mr. Andrew, the TD King, Raub. Happy Friday, sir. How are we doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Conference championships are upon us. My Washington Commanders take on those dastardly, nasty ass Eagles in Philadelphia. Then we got good old Kansas City Chiefs going for the three-peat, taking on the Buffalo Bills. Can Josh Allen finally get over the Mahomes hill, get himself to Super Bowl 59? We will dive into it, man, but I am feeling good. I'm hopeful, but I'm a realist. I understand Washington underdogs every game. Can they win again on the road? Tough
Just
spot
suck
for
it
them.
up and cheer for your team, all right?
Oh,
By placing some bets on them,
no.
Too. Yeah.
No,
I think I have
boy.
some that you're going to bet on.
You think so?
I think you need to.
I'll bet on the players. I'm not
There
betting
you
on
go.
not betting
There
on
you
the
go. Got to. The players, Andrew, make the team.
This
the
is true.
people. Anywhere that you want to start this week? I mean, anywhere in particular?
Let me
lots of picks here. I got lots of picks.
Lots of picks. So good. I don't have a ton.
Well, you need more.
I do. You're right.
I mean, I dug into the IDP bag here,
Oh, geez. All right. Hold on. Let me
4 teams left. I mean,
yeah, let me get the screen a little better here for us. So we got let me pull this out to the side here. Pull it out a little bit. There we go. All right. So again, we got the old Commanders taking on the Eagles for the first game up, 3:00 slate Eastern. Line right now. Eagles -6.5 favored. You know what they say? Don't lay the 6.5, take the 6.5. I'm not doing it only because I cannot bet on my Commanders. Jamie in the chat checking up to giddy up. Let's win some money. And he has his notepad out ready to write down some winners. Jamie, again, sent over the Jaden Daniels jersey. It'll be on its way. Cannot wait to debut that for everybody. Appreciate you, Jamie. Bruni, I mean, I'll let you go since you said you have about 1,800 billion, million, zillion fucking bets for us here.
Wow, that was so clever.
Why don't you start?
Kenny Gainwell over 8.5 rushing yards, -113. Been hitting this number consistently, 60+% hit rate across the season. Eventually, they go to Kenny Gainwell. Like it's clearly he's the backup to Saquon, but they use so much of the run game that he gets his. 8.5 is a really low number for something he's been clipping consistently. I also like him for his longest rush, over 5.5 rushing yards on his longest run. I think that's easily obtainable. Don't get me wrong, Saquon been smashing the number himself. I also like Jalen Hurts over his 11.5 longest rushing yard total. Cleared that last week with the anytime touchdown that we called. So love all of those guys for their longest rush, but that's actually how I would rank them, just because of how consistently Barkley's been hitting his. Maybe that defense is just hyper focused on stopping the long runs out of Saquon. Maybe they get out a little bit more wide, bring in the safeties a little bit more, and challenge Jalen Hurts to throw the ball down the field, which he has not been doing with much success. I think his passing yard total is under 190 passing yards, which is absolutely insane to think about in an NFC championship game where you're playing at home with that type of prolific offense and all of those weapons. But back to the longest rush, I would rank them Kenny Gainwell, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. That's the order that I would bet him in.
Longest rush?
Longest rush. 5.5 yards for Gainwell. 5.5. But total yards, it's like 8.5.
Yes, that means that obviously they're predicting that he's not going to touch the ball, very often in this game. I mean, my first one up,
low totals.
My first one up, and I already gave it out. I gave it out earlier in the week on Twitter. If you're not following, should be. I gave it out. Saquon Barkley opened at 20.5 or 21.5 for his longest rush. I bought it at 20.5. Thought about it, and then by the time I thought about it again about rebetting it for more, it was already 21.5. So I did it there. So I got both those. I still like it at 23.5. The thing against Washington here is that Washington's defense is slow. It's been slow all year long. I gave out Gibbs over 18.5 longest rush last week. That hit with ease. I still like 23.5. I mean, obviously it's probably better to have gotten it at 21.5 or so, but still think he gets there. The defense is slow. They create lanes for Barkley. The offensive line for the Eagles is very good. They will create a lane for Barkley, and he's very quick. He's way faster than any of the linebackers that we have. So him getting to 23.5, it's hard for me to actually see him not getting this number. So I like this as my best bet of the week. Again, gave it out at 20.5, 21.5. Feel much better there, but still like it 23.5.
No, like I said, he's right there in the top 3 for the. I mean, I'm not touching like B-Rob or Eckler's longest rush. Jalen Hurts, though, he's hit his number in 5 straight games, and season long he's hit it 64% of the time and 70% in his last 10 games. Jalen Hurts got to be the lock of the group.
I don't know, man. You think with the knee thing going on, he's wearing a brace now. You think that they really want him out there?
He's running. That's all he's been doing is running these last 2 games. He's not passing the ball. He ran for a deep touchdown last week. Cashed the ticket. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to keep going back to the well, and I'll just peep him right now. I got him for the anytime touchdown. Just been doing it. If they're not, getting it done with Barkley inside the 5, it's Jalen Hurts. Whether it's that, sporadic run, just roll out like he had last week, where I think it was a designed run. He just like took it to the house. You know what I mean? I love Jalen Hurts for the rushing. Don't want to touch his passing props. I'm really scared of that 186.5 passing yards. So give me the anytime touchdown. Give me the longest rush again, going back to the well with Hurts. And again, I like sprinkling in that Kenny Gainwell. 8.5 for the total yardage. That's nothing. His longest rush last week was 10 yards. And in this game, again, it's a situation where I see him needing to be used. If you're giving Barkley 25 rushing attempts, you're going to have Kenny Gainwell filling in some of those blank spots and getting him on and off the field. That's just what they're going to do.
I understand. My next prop up here is so Hurts. You just said it, right? You're afraid to take the Hurts passing. Completely understand that. Mm-hmm. I do think one of Brown or Smith get over their numbers. I'm going to go with Devontae Smith. I like the lower number of the 48.5. You can still get it at BetMGM 46.5. I would go buy that now. I like the over here. He's been getting just a little bit less targets than AJ Brown. We see his ADOT be a little higher than AJ Brown. And AJ Brown's probably going to be on Marshawn Lattimore, which, I mean, Marshawn hasn't been playing the way that we, hoped he would play.
Not for what you paid for.
Correct. But I do still think he's a very physical corner. He's going to get in AJ Brown's face. And I think Devontae just has the softer matchup of the two. Mm-hmm. So I do like taking the Devontae Smith over 40. 46.5 I'm seeing on BetMGM. I would go take that over the 48.5, obviously. I like that. I don't want to play Hurts's passing yards, but I do like to take Devontae Smith here. Dallas Goedert is also interesting at 40.5, but for a guy that's not going to get a ton of targets downfield, I would rather go with the 48 or 46.5, as I said, on Devontae Smith. That's 6 or 8 yards more than Dallas Goedert. I mean, Dallas Goedert needs to get that on probably 5 catches, 6 catches. Devontae Smith can get that in 2. So I'll take the Smith side of that.
No, I agree. The only reason I'm staying away from the receivers, I would like Smith props more. I'd like him in theory more in this game than AJ Brown. I just don't know about that like overreaction that the Eagles like to do when people are talking bad. Like AJ Brown telling people, "Oh, you was that good enough for you guys this week?" Me and Jalen actually doing something. That type of overreaction type of narrative scares me a little bit. I would be interested maybe in the Dallas Goedert receptions. I think he was hanging a little bit of a lower number that he had consistently been clearing. Staying with the passing yards, I'm going to go with Shaboy, Jaden Daniels, over the 223.5. He's hit that in 8 out of his last 10 games. And to beat this Eagles defense, they're going to have to be aggressive. They're going to need to target their guys downfield. I mean, look what Terry did last week on just a screen. I mean, the playmakers are doing their thing, doing their part. Jaden's doing his part by not turning the ball over, making safe throws. And honestly, he makes the tough throws look pretty easy right now. 223.5 feels light. Again, for a game where they're going to push the ball. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to be aggressive. Feels very low for a number he's just been absolutely killing these last 10 games.
Yep. Nope. I like that as well. Cosign, for everything you said and more of, I mean, they're supposed to be behind in this game, right? But last week we saw them be ahead in the entire game, essentially, except for, the halfway through the first quarter. They still chucked the ball. So
because they know that's what they need to do to win. It's the same thing again this week with the Eagles.
Well, it's like, why take it out of Jane Daniels' hands at this point? Like, there's really no reason.
I think it's just more about putting the opponent into the most uncomfortable position, like the Lions last week. The Lions, yeah, they've played from behind sometimes this season, but they put them in a one dimension type of play calling system where they didn't know what to do. What was it? Jameson Williams got picked off on a play. Jared Goff is getting 2 or 3 interceptions. Like it was maddening for them because they could only go one route. They got to a point where, hey, we can't just let Gibbs run it down the field. It's just not going to work. We're running out of time. Same thing with them constantly going for it on 4th down. If we're going to beat a juggernaut, we need to be a juggernaut, and that's the way I see them this week. I'm leaning Commanders. It's hard for me to take the Eagles with, in my opinion, how bad they've looked the last 2 weeks. I just haven't seen the better team actually win. Like the Rams barely lost. The Packers were completely beaten to death, and they barely beat them. I'm a much bigger believer right now in the Commanders. They've got all my juju locked up.
Bruni, you got me rock hard right now, brother.
Good.
Relax.
Love it.
All right. So next one up for me is, man, Terry has been on a fucking roll. I'll take the over 63.5. I mean, we just saw what he did on the screen pass, right? I do think he has a much tougher matchup this week for sure, but Terry's target share has been excellent in the playoffs here.
What did you do last time, like up against Slay? What was his box score? I know that we did that.
Let's see. Last time against Philly, he had 60 yards.
Pretty good. How many catches though? Like what was the volume?
That's a great question. Let me
they won that game. Here. The Commanders won.
Yeah, let me look here. His game log. All right. At Philly, he had 5 receptions on 6 targets for 60 and a touchdown. Longest 32.
Well, in a couple props right there. That's a couple of props right there.
In the playoffs, he's averaging 8 targets. If you look at the last 3 games, including the one against Dallas, he's averaging 10 targets. I mean, they just it was like something clicked with Kingsbury of like, oh yeah, we have Terry McLaurin. If we're going to lose this game, let's not have it be where he only got 5 targets. Right. So I just think on target volume alone, if he can catch 80% of the targets that he's going to get, 63.5 is going to feel silly at the end of the day. So I will take that in a heartbeat.
I think they're going to draw him up for some potential splash plays. And that's the thing is I just don't think they're going to run him into Darius Slay all day long. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think that they're going to be that counterintuitive to themselves. Like, oh, hey, we're going up against a good corner. It's had some success this year. Let's just drive Terry into him. And we had a little bit of a Twitter conversation this week. You, me, Wiles, not Noah Wiles Gray, Jake Wiles. In the battle of AJ Brown versus Terry McLaurin. And to your big point was Terry's a guy that can just position himself very well and can go up and get a ball. Right. AJ Brown, more of a burner, someone that can get behind you and, also burn you with yak, right? Like he's a great after the catch guy, but someone that just gets open, where Terry, maybe he doesn't do that all the time, but he makes it, with what he has, like his strengths, his body, his hands, his speed. And we saw that last week on that amazing screen touchdown. I think we're going to get a lot of him, again, looks in the red zone, just consistent volume. I would be willing to take his catches. I do have him down for the touchdown. So Terry is one of my ATD picks this week. Just been doing it. I mean, he's second in the league in receiving touchdowns anyways. You're getting, a top 3, touchdown volume receiver. Yeah, I think you just have to go for him. I don't even have his odds written down. It's just like my touchdowns. I just picked them all. So Hurts TD, Terry TD, and I'll just kind of peep my next one. Ertz, Ertz getting a nice little revenge TD against the Birds. Love those.
Terry plus 135. Again, courtesy of FanDuel. Ertz plus 290. Ertz is also on mine. You can get this at plus 325 elsewhere. So
Zach Ertz, NFC Championship against the Birds.
I will have I'll have an anytime touchdown, 4 players, 2 from each game for you at the end here that I already placed. Put $48 on it. It hits me $2 G's.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. No. My next prop up here for the game is this man led the game. Last time he played them, led this game in receiving yards. Do you know who this is?
Giammi Brown?
No. The last time he played the Eagles.
Last time he played the Eagles?
Yeah, because then he got injured.
Eckler?
Come on. Yeah, Eckler. Remember, he had 89 yards against them on that Thursday night.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, he was the leading receiver that night. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
And let's see. It has to be close to 8. It's 25 and a half yards.
I have him
on.
down for 25 and a half. My
Fuck
last
it.
prop
What are
is
we
Eckler.
doing?
Eckler
Yeah.
over 25 and a half, 57% hit rate this season, 5 out of his last 10. Keep it simple, folks. Keep it simple.
Yes, and yes. I mean, it's that they just use him. They haven't used a lot of people. Now, weirdly enough, they did use Brian Robinson a few times last week on little screen passes.
Who told you?
But
who told you?
I mean, and this is true. And what's Brian Robinson's?
It's probably less than 10 again. I got it at 7.5.
6.5. That also
it
feels
went
nice.
down a yard. It went down a yard, dude.
Here's the thing. The reason that you want to take probably both these is that what are the Eagles going to try to do to Jane Daniels? Pressure him, right? What are the Eagles very good at against an offensive line that is middling and just lost their best one? Gonna get fucking pressure. What's the best way for a quarterback to not get killed? Either run out of the pocket and throw it downfield or run himself, which the Eagles know he wants to do, or dump it down to your running backs. Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler are going to play a majority of the snaps. They will get Jeremy McNichols in this game, but that's generally around the goal line when they do that.
Say that little bastard stealing Eckler TDs.
Also, yeah, I just saw that they said Cowboys hired. It just came with my phone. Cowboys hired Brian Schottenheimer. Yikes! Cowboys big L time. Gotta love it. But anyway, yeah. So Brian, I like taking both Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. They're going to dump it down to him unless they just completely wipe that out, thinking the Eagles are going to know this and they're really just going to shoot the ball downfield a billion times. I don't think that that's going to be the game plan. They're going to want to get the ball out of Daniel's hands quickly, at least in the beginning of the game, just so he doesn't get himself killed, because I do think the Eagles are going to be able to get pressure. So I like B-Rob and really like Eckler. I have also taken Eckler on DK, was where I found the best odds. I've already bet him for 5+, 6+, and 7+ receptions. 7+ was 12-1. He can easily get to 7 in a game, especially if they're behind in the game and they're trying to dink and dunk themselves downfield. They'll pass it to Eckler all day long and take those 7-8 yards at a time. So if you want to go that route too, I do condone the ladder play on Austin Eckler catches.
Love that. Do you have any more picks in this game? I have 2 defensive player picks.
The only other ones I have in this game are touchdown props. As I alluded to you, I am on the Zach Ertz as well. Give me your choice of De'Ami Brown or Olamide Zaccheaus. I'm going to take Zaccheaus only because
I gotta ride
nobody wants it.
I got to ride that hot hand, man. No.
I get that. I understand that 100%. But Zucchini hasn't done much recently. Yeah, Zucchini. That's what Ginder calls him. I think it's funny too. Zucchini hasn't done much, right? Recently, in like the last 2 games, he dropped that 3 games ago. He dropped that really nice long one. I think they're going to try to get him another one, just reading through some of the tea leaves of what Cliff Kingsbury has said about some of these guys. So I'm going to take Zaccheaus plus 500. The other one that I like to, again, I said it already when we were talking about Eckler and B-Rob, is Jeremy McNichols. They use him around the goal line for whatever fucking reason. He's 19-1. I'll lay a few shekels on
buying the number. I mean, you're buying the number for sure.
Yeah. On the Eagles side, I agree with you 100%. Hurts, love that. And obviously you can take Barkley if you want to lay the fucking juice, whatever you want to do there. But the other one that I do like for them is Dallas Goedert. I will take that plus 330. I like both these tight ends to score.
The battle of the replacement and the replacee. Hurts and Goddard?
No. Yes. And any love for either of the defenses to score by any chance?
Not in this one. Not in this one. The Commanders touchdown, I think, would be something interesting. I think that would be some good odds to look after. We saw, Jalen Hurts make some mistakes last week, fumbles, interceptions. I'm with it. Speaking of defense, though, I've got Cooper DeJean over on tackles. I think you can get it for either 3.5, 4.5. Obviously, to shop around, get a lower number. I think his number is going to get called a lot this week. Stopping Zach Ertz, it's been kind of a priority in the middle of the field. He really opens things up for everybody else. He gets a handful of targets. Plus, DeJean drops down into run coverage. Likes to bring some blitz off the edge at times. So like him for either over 3.5 or 4.5 tackles. And then same thing for Bobby Wagner. This is why you go out and get this guy. He is going to be in the lead position on authority of trying to stop a guy like Saquon Barkley. His number was, I think, 4.5 as well. That's just on solo tackles. Easily targeting that number. Again, when you're looking at Hurts, Barkley, this has been their most productive weapon on offense through the playoffs. you want to go after the guys that are going to be chasing after them the most and be around them the most. And that's going to be Bobby Wagner, maybe Frankie Louvu if you want to get a little bit of a lower number. But I like both of those guys a lot on the Commander side for total tackles. And then again, it was Cooper DeJean for the Eagles side. Tackles, if you want to target him with tackles and assists as well, I think he's going to get called often this week. Kind of same thing for stopping a guy like Diami Brown. He breaks something off downfield. More than likely, you're going to see that safety in Cooper DeJean, running him down. So I think he's got a big role this week.
A couple of these game specials I like just because of the pricing and how I think game script can go here. Jaden Daniels and Saquon Barkley each to have recorded 5 rushing yards in each quarter. That's plus 290. I also like the plus 14 to 1 on Daniels and Barkley each to record 10 rushing yards in each quarter. A fun way to play their rushing props. I do think that because the Eagles are going to get some pressure on Daniels, I think he is going to have to organically run out of the pocket. So I think that's going to heighten how many times he rushes the ball. And of course, Barkley is going to probably clear that 10 rushing in each quarter pretty easily, unless the Commanders come out and jump out to like a 14 or 17 point lead for whatever reason. If that happens, that might get squashed. But outside of that, I think that these are very, very good bets. If you like to party a little bit. Also, where is I parlayed this in both games. Each team to score 1 rushing touchdown and 1 passing touchdown in each half. It's 100 to 1. If you parlay these on both, I just want to show the people what this equates out to be. It is nice. Again, just a few shekels. Have a little fun with it. Both of these 100 to 1. I had put like $8 on it. It's 81,000. So if you put $10 on this by any chance, it's 102 grand. Do we think this happens? Absolutely not. There's 100 to 1 opportunity here. I don't think that it happens, but you never know. It could happen. I'll bet on it. Just saying.
It's like 10,000 to 1. I don't know what you're talking about. 100.
No. Each bet is 100 to 1.
Gotcha.
And when you parlay them together, correct. Yeah, but I'm just saying, if anybody wants to get a little spicy, what do you spend on lunch normally? $8 to $10. Save lunch one day.
In this economy, you and Mike Raub just so out of touch. $8 lunch. Where are you eating?
I live in the boonies, brother. I mean, I just got a sub the other day for
boonies,
$5.50.
Where are you eating? Raccoons, like the dumpster?
No,
I know people in DC that pay for $8 for garbage food.
Jesus. Well, then, Bruni, look, then put half a lunch on it. Put what, $7 on it?
No, I'm gonna put 15 on it. Screw it.
I'm just saying. I mean, oh shit, I put 97. I was like, why'd that say 989? Yeah. So just saying. I'm trying to have people, nice bank account. So food for thought for everybody. Anyway, I digress. Bruni, anything else you had for the old Commanders and Eagles game?
I do not know. Did want to catch up with the chat a little bit.
Raise hail.
Raise, sure, that one. Did want to catch up with the chat a little bit. We got Mike in here saying Jameson Crowder ATD, Jamie agreeing with the Terry TD plus 135. Yeah, shoddy. Yeah, that's bad. It's not good. Not good. Slay said he has an 85% of playing next season, but won't be for the Eagles. Loser. Andrew taking swipes at Wiles, continue to hit on AJ Brown. Yep, absolutely. Jaden is him. What's up, Tyler? What's up, good y'all? Yep, yes, sir. Devonta Smith TD. Shmee. I don't know. Maybe.
I tell you what. Placed a bet last week. Jalen Hurts 2 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen 2 rushing touchdowns. Would have paid me over $1,000. That bet hit until the offensive lineman for the Eagles fucked that second touchdown for Hurts. So that bet hit organically in my mind. It hit, though it didn't because they had a false start penalty on the push, and that ruined it. So
lame.
Anywho, all right, on to the second conference, AFC Conference Championship. The Bills take on the Chiefs. This is at 6:30 Eastern time. We have the Chiefs currently home favorites -1.5, 48.5 total. That has went up a point as well. So, Bruni, floor is yours. What do you got?
I mean, taking the Chiefs money line, I guess. I really probably bet this game live, to be honest.
Are you taking first team to go down and just betting it that way?
No. It's more of a feel. You know what I mean?
I will tell you more of the tickets and more of the money currently on the Bills spread and money line. Just saying.
Great. Fade the public. I mean, my instincts say the Chiefs. I mean,
I also think the Chiefs. I do.
Their offense is, I think we've mentioned it, I don't know how many times, it's just death by 1,000 cuts. They stay on the field. Their defense doesn't give you a lot of opportunity. You need to be more than creative with your play calling. And I feel like the Bills have just been running teams over, like quite literally. Like when the passing game isn't there, they're just like, let Josh Allen run them over. And I don't know if this is a team that they can do it on. We've seen them do it, obviously. We've seen them beat the Chiefs this year. To me, that only lends favor to the Chiefs. Like, you gave us all you got. We've seen everything you have. What else could you have cooped up for us in this AFC Championship game when we just saw you? You know, like they played well against the Ravens, but they were just as close to losing that game as they were winning it. Mark Andrews dropping a 2-pointer. I mean, you know, like they were right there. And the Chiefs have been in the driver's seat. Now, they didn't have to play the Bills so far. They didn't have to play the Ravens, but that's because they're the bye team. They're the best team in their conference. And it's really been because of their defense, number one. And two, the methodology of their offense is to hold the ball. It is to outpossess you. It is to, in a very different way, like DC, a very more conservative way, to make you go one-dimensional, to make you actually slow things down and play their style. And that's just what I see every week is teams coming in and trying to beat the Chiefs by playing down to the Chiefs almost. Like they get into that slower game narrative. And that might just be because the Chiefs defense is that good. I don't think it's because other teams just, hey, we don't want to play sexy. We don't want to play exciting.
Yes,
close
Jamie.
game.
Yes,
Wouldn't bet the spread. Give me the Chiefs on the money line.
Yeah. Jamie just said, didn't Chiefs lose to the Bills earlier this year? Yes, they did. Yeah. I mean, I'm on the Chiefs too. For my underdog playoff team, though, I do want the Bills to win this with the Commanders.
I want them to win for you as well.
that would be nice. Though I do have a Commander Super Bowl and a Chiefs Super Bowl bet already in my pocket. So yeah. So if either one of those guys advance, I'll at least have a Super Bowl ticket in my pocket. But I would like the Bills to win. I want to see Josh Allen do it too. I mean, that'd be fun. So, but I'm on the Chiefs with you as well. My first prop though, what do we know about Mahomes in the playoffs, Bruni? Just anything in general come to mind? Something that he does more in the playoffs? Runs. Yeah. What do you think, without looking, his rush attempts currently set at?
3?
No, what 3? What the fuck?
4?
No.
I don't know. What is it?
It's 4.5, Bruni.
Okay, I was 1.5 rushing attempts on non-rushing.
Well, I'm just saying you kind of shot low. I was expecting you to say, like, I don't know, 7, because in the play. Like, I was trying to set you up for a good one. You fucked it all up, Bruni. God,
I just figured the books were done.
God. No, but if you look, if you go over like his playoff, games in his career, he runs the ball a lot in the playoffs. I don't know for what reason, but he does a ton. Last game, do you know how many times he ran the ball?
7.
7. Exactly 7. And they put his line at 4.5. Remember, this includes kneel downs. I'm taking the over 4.5. I'm not sure why it's 4.5 when he just did 7. I thought they would set it at 6, 5.5.
So yeah, if they ever have to run down the clock, you got 3 easy rush attempts, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah. We've seen it time and time again. When he's in the fucking playoffs, he runs the ball. I don't want to take the yardage, but I will take the pass. I mean, I will take the rush
for one team to give themselves a safety.
No, but that was pretty funny.
That was hilarious. I still covered. I had the right number.
Yeah, people were pretty pissed about that. I laughed.
But I had the better number.
But yeah, I mean, the Mahomes over 4.5 rush attempts seems easy enough to me. Don't overthink that. I'll take that all day long.
I like that. All right, the Bills. I got a lot of them. Curtis Samuel over 1.5 receptions. It's paying minus 153. Not the sexiest odds, but a sexy hit rate. 4 out of his last 5 games, 6 out of his last 10. This Bills defense, they don't have an A1 receiver. It's very similar to the Packers last year. We've talked about this all year. They're going to divide the ball up. I like targeting Samuel. I like targeting Coleman. I'm leaving Coleman off the sheet, but they're very similar. They get similar totals, yard numbers. In this instance, I'm going with Samuel over 1.5, and I'll easily pair that with something else. Maybe that Mahomes rush attempts. I like that.
Nice. As I did allude to, I already put in the Hurts and Allen last week, 2+ touchdowns, didn't come through. Put it in again, 44-1, Hurts 2, Allen 2. Again, I can just see that happening once again. So anyway, 44-1 on that. Just, an oddity that I wanted to throw out before I forgot about it. But my next prop up here, it's also a Bills one, and we've said it before. The Chiefs defense gets blasted by tight ends.
Yep.
Give me Dalton Kincaid over 31.5 receiving yards. I know, Bruni.
I have his receptions. I have his receptions
okay.
at 3.5.
Okay.
He
You like that better?
No. He hasn't been hitting that, but this is an instance where I'm going to buy the number because they are a pass funnel for tight ends, and the number's at plus 117. I'm just going to buy the narrative. I'm guessing you're getting even money on the yards.
It's like minus 110 or minus 113.
So you're getting even. I'll buy the 117 if we're going to go in on the narrative. Let's get that extra value with the plus money. So I'll buy it.
Heard.
Yep. He could have 4 catches for 17 for all I know. I mean, he
yeah.
could go nowhere.
Definitely. You can also look at Knox's, props in this game too, if you just prefer Knox for whatever reason. Kincaid's more athletic, so I'll take Kincaid. We've seen it time and time again with the tight ends versus the Chiefs. So Kincaid, low number, and it's actually probably a gift to us that we can get it at this number because of what we've seen teams do with their tight ends against the Chiefs and just how. I don't want to say bad, but just how lackluster Kincaid has been in this offense. I think we're actually getting a pretty favorable number taking these 31.5 receiving yards. So really like that. Let's go Kincaid.
If you like 31 receiving yards, how about 14? I've got Mac Hollins over 13.5 receiving yards. He's hit it 4 out of his last 5, 7 out of his last 10. We talk about this all the time. He's a dog. Sets up the edge, a great blocker, someone that just earns production from doing the right things on the field. And he goes under the radar. There's no defensive coordinator that says, oh, we got to lock up Hollins when he gets to the second level. Hollins, 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Oh, we better be worrying about. He just flies under the radar. He has no demand from any concentration from coordinators or play calling alike. And again, he's going to stay on the field a lot because he blocks. He's a big physical dude. So give me Matt Collins over 13.5 receiving yards. You can get better odds on that than you can the Curtis Samuel reception. So pick your poison between those two.
That's a great segue into one of my anytime touchdowns. Give me Matt Collins 7-1.
Let's go.
And for everything
that's ridiculous odd at this point, to be honest.
It is for a man who's on the field, who has been on the field more than Amari Cooper has. He's been on there because he blocks. He blocks very well.
Curtis Samuel. I mean, I'm going to just go look it up right now. I'm almost positive he has the second most snaps after Shakir.
It is wild. Like when you really look into. Also, Jamie, a great stat here said Chiefs has allowed 40+ to tight ends in all games except 3. Chargers 30 yards, Browns 30 yards, Broncos 25. So good stat there, Jamie.
What's your next pick?
My next pick is give me Marquise Brown over receiving yards. Marquise Brown had some opportunities last week, didn't get there. They tried to get him an end zone target, just was overthrown. We're seeing his number at 39.5. If you compare his yards to some of the other people's, but then look at his odds to lead the weekend in receiving or lead this game in receiving, it doesn't really make sense to me. He's like 8-1 or 9-1 to lead, in this game. And then he's 17-1 to lead the weekend in receiving. It just doesn't really make sense for his odds being lower, but his regular line is 39.5. I don't know. It doesn't correlate to me. I'll take the 39.5. I think that he's set up to have himself, a 5 to 7 target game. As long as he's catching 3 or 4 of those, he should be able to get to 39.5 receiving yards.
All right. Circling back to Matt Collins because I have the snap shares pulled up here. We're going to go from the bottom up. All right. The bottom up for the most snaps played for the Bills this season. This player has 141. Do you know who it is? 141 snaps. No, this is only receivers.
Only receivers. Sorry,
141. No, that's way off. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, MVS, 141.
Oh, you're starting from bottom to top?
Yes, bottom to top.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going top to bottom. I was like, that seems weird. That seems low. Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry, gotcha.
All right, so MVS 141, 287 from the bottom.
287. Curtis Samuel.
Amari Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Duh, you got traded there.
Next one up, 427.
Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel, correct. The next one, 667.
Matt Collins.
Khalil Shakir.
Oh,
This is, dude, this is weird. The next one, 684.
okay. So this means that it's not Matt Collins. Damn, only receivers. Coleman.
Keon Coleman, second on the team in snaps. Wide receiver, number 1, Matt Collins, 805 snaps. He has the most snaps played at the wide receiver position. Yards, catches, and Andrew said 7-1 touchdown odds. Let's ride Matt Collins. Let's go. That's crazy. That is a complete atonement to them running the ball and being a run-first offense. That's wild to me. I had no, I mean, I like I said, second sounds about right, the way that they operate. But when I'm thinking about like the production that Shakir has, I was like, what the hell? That just means that Shakir's like, stats per route, per snap, per touch are just amazing. You know what I mean? Like his efficiency levels have to be off the charts. We're going to be getting into that here the next week or so, just getting ready for next season. So good little tidbit there. That's very interesting. Anything else we can bet on Matt Collins? Maybe 2 touchdowns. I mean, like, I'm getting excited.
It is odd to see, and I didn't know it was that different. I had looked up like his game log, and I saw he's playing a lot of snaps, but I didn't realize. Like,
Don't get me wrong. This is like a little backloaded, right? Like from like the start of the season, just going down the line here. These last handful of games, so 52% last week. Shakir and Coleman outsnapped him, but 68% the week prior, and he outsnapped everybody. 99% week 18. That's a given. It's week 18. 17. There's no games he's playing less than half the snaps. Not since like week 8.
Matt Collins 110-1 for 2 touchdowns. That's wild.
I think we got to treat ourselves after what we just did just now.
Interesting.
So my next one up, just pivot off of Matt Collins a little bit, just getting a little too down and deep in that rabbit hole. Ray Davis, longest rush, over 5.5 yards, paying even money. He's hit that in 14 out of 19 games played. He's got a roll. I mean, and you looked at him last week. He had some jump. I know the touches were limited, but looks good. 5.5 longest rush. I'm taking it. -110 ESPN bet.
Nice. Do not mind that. I don't have any more props for the game. I do have some other anytime touchdowns if you want me to roll through any of those.
My last few, I'll just go through them quickly. James Cook, just based off of game flow, I'm going to take him over the 1.5 receptions. Pays -167, 50% hit rate through every game played this season. Chiefs defense, very good. Very similar to the Brian Robinson nod, right? Allen's going to get out of the pocket. He's going to improvise. Cookie's going to pick up a couple of them. Over 1.5 catches, very, very friendly. A longest reception, Samaje Perine hit this in 4 out of his last 5 games, 9 out of his last 10. Longest reception, over 6.5 receiving yards. Buying the trends, buying the numbers, still getting a passing roll on third down. Like I said, 4 out of his last 5, 9 out of his last 10. Over 6.5 longest reception. I'm good to do in touchdowns now. I have 2.
Right.
I have 2.
All right. Roll it back. Josh Allen, -115, anytime touchdown. Jamie asked me last week why I wasn't on Travis Kelce. And again, I said I like Travis Kelce. I just didn't want to give out what everyone else is giving out. But did you know Travis Kelce is chasing Jerry Rice for most touchdowns scored in the postseason? He is now 3 behind him. I think they're going to try to do right by him. Give me Travis Kelce +120. I already gave out Matt Collins. The last one that I have here is give me Dawson Knox +650. Really like that as well. They tried to get him one. They also tried to get one to Kincaid as well, but I just like the pricing on Knox here, so I will take Knox. Also, if you want to look at first touchdown or first touchdown for the Bills, those are both also interesting bets.
I like James Cook and Kareem Hunt, just guys that have consistently gotten the rock inside the 5, the safe go-to option for like 1 or even 2 of your first, couple shots, first and goal, taking it down to third down. Typically those 2 guys are both getting double attempts first and second down. So Plus 150 I see there for Hunt. What was Cook? Plus 140. I like
Yes.
those. I like those a lot. And don't get me like Kelsey, perfect call there. Allen, obviously, but I think Allen, I'm kind of back to you last week is let's get to 2, right? Because if Allen's getting the 1, he's just not throwing the ball that much in the red zone. They get down there, it's been run.
Yeah, and while we're talking about touchdowns here, guys, if you have multiple books, I've said this before, please go line shop all these because they are strikingly different from book to book to book.
Mm-hmm.
Go get your best odds on this anytime touchdown parlay. I'm going to give out. I had to go through all my books to find the best one. The best one at the time was 31-1. I boosted it. I did have a boost to got it to 42-1 for this parlay. But just the reason I'm saying this is I went to DK and FanDuel first. Both of these were like low 20s to 1. I then went to BetMGM, got it at 31, and then boosted it to 42-1. So here's the thing. Tell me where this goes wrong, Bruni, okay? First game, Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown.
I already called it.
Zach Ertz, anytime touchdown.
I already called it.
Second game, Josh Allen, anytime touchdown.
And in agreement.
Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown.
Like we just said, yep.
All 4 of those guys. Again, go check your books, but regular odds without the boost was 31-1 on that. I put $48 on this 42-1 boosted 4-leg parlay to get me $2,080.
Love it.
Just saying, people. I'm not sure where that one does. I think Ertz is the longest one to get it. I obviously buy odds, but I mean, playoff revenge against his old team. You're telling me he ain't fired up for this shit and they ain't going to try to get him one? I think so. Just saying. So again, that's Hurts and Ertz. That's easy to remember. Hurts and Ertz from the first game, Allen and Kelsey from the second game. If those all 4 hit, just know I am smiling from ear to ear.
Love it. My last prop is an IDP prop from this game. I've got George Karlaftis for an anytime sack paying plus 210. He's hit this in 3 out of his last 5 out of his last 10, and half of his last 20 games. Get into the QB. Doesn't have to be anything impressive. You just got to get Josh Allen to the ground. Karlaftis has been a monster. He's got that, that wide build. I think he's going to land one.
Chris
Jones.
No qualms here.
You want to sprinkle some Chris Jones? I'm down with that too.
Nice.
That's all I got. That's all my picks.
That is all I have as well. I mean, short slate, 2 games, unless you really dive deep, kind of hard to get into there, but plenty of other things, definitely be looking out on Twitter. I might drop a few other things I find interesting. Definitely going to be using propbot.ai, which we will have coming out for you guys here momentarily. The affiliate link had an issue when he sent it to me. I sent it to somebody else. They tried signing up. Didn't work as he planned. So we will roll that out here for you guys, but I will be dropping some propbots.ai plays for you as well. Obviously, hopefully you saw that Saquon Barkley and you got it at the best line that you could have got it earlier in the week. Mike Raub saying Pro Bowl next week.
Yeah, big board next week, brother. We're probably
back in the best ball streets.
You're back in the streets. Yeah, we're probably double dipping on the BB next week. So, I mean, I think for Super Bowl we'll definitely have like some prop stuff, like TV props. Game props, all that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a Super Bowl. I mean, maybe we'll dress up a little bit. Maybe I'll throw on the Trebek suit.
All
sports
right.
jacket. We had
like
Super Bowl, baby. Let's have a party. Let's have a good time.
Yes, sir. Okay. Anything else for the people? Do we want to put any parlay together, or are we saving that for the Super Bowl? What do you want to do here?
No, let's do one for this weekend.
Let's do it.
We both like the Hurts TD. We both like the Ertz TD. I think one of those should be in there.
I don't know if I want to do both those because I already have that in my touchdown parlay.
We'll just do Hurts. Just do Hurts because we both said we both like Hurts, and Ertz was more of a long shot, so we'll just go with the lower odds.
Okay, Jalen Hurts, check.
Mm-hmm.
We both like the Eckler receiving yards. All right, let's do that.
Very on brand for us.
That's very on brand.
I like Daniels, but you kind of the pass yards, but you kind of lose a little bit of juice there because you're correlating Daniels and Eckler. So I don't know if that's something you want to do, but I'm good with Daniels on passing yards too. I'd be interested to see how much juice it adds.
Daniel passing yards.
Yeah.
If we're gonna add that in the parlay, let's just dumb it down just slightly. Maybe take it to 2 instead of 223.
Well, what is it here? Because
minus 113 at 223.
Okay, so what do you want to take it down to? Like 215?
You can't. It's either 225, 200, 175.
I guess.
So I was just gonna go even 2, right?
Yeah. I mean, the 8 out of the last 10, it didn't do anything for you, huh?
It's for a parlay.
You're for a parlay.
You always want to dumb it down just slightly.
You're for a parlay.
Jamie's thrown in the chat here. Devontae Smith over the 46, or just add 40 plus, or McLaurin 60 plus.
I'm more on Team McLaurin, best receiver in the playoffs.
Okay, so we are adding. Okay, yeah, you know what? No, you're right. Hey, I love my boy. All right, I understand. What we
Wiles loves his boy.
He does. Yeah, he's.
But is he gonna love him when he plays for the Patriots next year?
Oh, he ain't play for the Patriots, I don't think. Okay, so we got those in. Anything else from this game? Do we want to add any other touchdowns or anything else here?
I mean, what's Gainwell's rushing? I'm very confident in his opportunity this week. Low number.
It's 8.5.
It's really low, dude. It's really low. I'm in if you're in. If you're in. No, it's up to you too.
I mean, you know, I'm not gonna like anything Eagles related, but yeah, I understand. I got you. I got you.
I'll pull while we pick the next game.
I still like Saquon Barkley fucking longest rush, but I understand we don't want to put that in here.
Daytona 500. What the hell? I haven't watched the Daytona 500 since. I mean, Tony Stewart was racing.
Was that before or after he killed a man on the track?
Oh, way before. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
He was way older. He was way older when he did that. He was he was out of NASCAR.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the Bills and Chiefs game. What do we got in here that we like? I like the Kincaid over receiving yards.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, I'm fine.
Do you want to do 25 instead of his 32?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Also, since we've been on the show, went to 32.5. It was 31.5. That's funny. Yeah, Kincaid 25.
All right, pull Gainwell. He's only had 4 carries the last 2 weeks. Pull Gainwell. Go ahead.
Pull him back off of it?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still riding it with it on my tickets.
Jesus, what the fuck is happening?
I can't do it to you. I can't do it to you.
No, I mean, why is it like this? What is it?
Even though he's cleared the number in 3 straight weeks, I still can't do it to you.
Okay, let's just pull it here. Okay, Kenny Gainwell off the ticket. Fuck you, Kenny Gainwell. Josh Allen touchdown.
I'm in, but prefer Hunter Cookie. Jamie saying he prefers Talladega with the legend of Ricky Bobby.
Nice. All right, I'm fine with Cook or Hunt. Who do we like better, chat? Cook or Hunt?
Personally, for me, it's Hunt, but yeah, I prefer Hunt there. Chat awfully quiet.
Well, they're probably, remember, we are on a delay slightly, so.
Oh, stop it.
Do we want to put in here Travis Kelce like 50 plus?
That's pretty good, yeah. Riding off into the sunset, that old Kelce.
Jamie said he also likes Cook over Hunt, so majority wins.
All good.
Oops.
Oh, I just hit my 3-point parlay. Oh, how about that?
Okay. We got 7 in here. Let's get one more. So we got 4 from either game then. So what else do we like here? I do not mind the Mahomes rush attempts.
Do the Mahomes rush attempts. Yeah, do that one. And then throw in the Karlaftis sack to just make it just boom.
FanDuel doesn't have it. Remember, they don't do that. At least I don't think so. I'll look down. Hold on.
Sack props is pretty popular. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have
defensive props. They have. Oh yeah, they do. To record a sack. To record a full sack. Yeah, it needs to be a full sack.
Yeah, full sack.
Oh, you want a full sack?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you would. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, we can't put the Mahomes rush attempts in. It says that this cannot be.
All right, so take that one out. Karlaftis,
Okay, so
no.
you want
Don't.
Karlaftis
What are those odds? That says
plus 164.
Take that out. No, we should be getting better odds than that.
Okay,
If it was plus 210 or more, I would say to take it. That's not good enough for a sack.
Okay.
Kind of like Ray Davis. Kind of like Ray Davis rushing yards.
Ray Davis rushing yards of 9.5.
Kind of like it, yeah.
He had four attempts last week.
All right, then don't do it.
I'm just saying, you didn't like Kenny Gainwell 8.5 for 4 attempts. What the fuck do you like?
Gainwell's hit the number 3 straight starts.
Well, I'm just saying, you told me to take it off at 8.5, and he had 4 rushes. And
I know.
Just saying.
I think we have enough. We have 7 picks.
You like 29 to 1?
I mean, 7 picks. I mean, it's a lot of picks. Let's hit it. Let's not. Can we add 10? Can we add 3 more? Like,
yeah, man. I mean, it's all for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we got Mike and Jamie here, so, and we can throw.
Let's see. Mike says Kelsey TD. Oh, I'm sorry. Mike says Crowder over yards. Jamie says Kelsey TD.
All right, put it in. Do it.
Crowder over yards, Mike. Oh boy, Mike he's on his Bruni shit. He's on.
We were talking about Gainwell and Ray Davis just now, and he threw out Crowder. So we're going with their crazy pick.
I mean, we should have put in Mac Hollins. You know what I mean?
Put in Mac Hollins. We were all over it. It's shame on us for not even doing it.
Yeah,
we already have.
What is Jamison Crowder at? Just
put in
9.5.
Put in Crowder and Hollins.
And Hollins, I like how we just went from we're not putting anything else in. We just added fucking 4 more.
You can take someone else out with all that talk we did about Hollins. We gotta have Hollins in.
We want Hollins for what? Receiving yards?
Yeah, just whatever it was, fucking 9, 13, whatever.
13.5.
Yeah, done.
What's his receptions?
2. Like 1.5.
It is 1.5. Okay.
Oh, is that plus money?
It is plus 122. Has he gotten any double like recently? Has he had any multi catches games?
I'll find out in a second. Oh my gosh. You'll probably beat me to it.
Mac Hollins game log. He hasn't in the playoffs, but before that he did have 3 straight of 2 or more. But in the playoffs he has not.
I'm in. Just take the yards.
Let's see. His yards have been 12, 19, and then 25, 33, 25.
Take the yards.
Yards. Take his yards. Okay.
Yes. And we're
out.
good.
All right. So
there we go.
We got 10 legs in here, 197 to 1. Jalen Hurts, touchdown. Austin Eckler, 25 yards. Jaden Daniels, 200 plus passing yards. Terry McLaurin, 60 plus yards. Jamison Crowder, over 9.5. Dalton Kincaid, 25 plus. Travis Kelce, 50 plus. James Cook, touchdown. Travis Kelce, touchdown. Mac Hollins, over 13.5. What could go wrong?
Only.
I will put this in for us and then put it out on the Twitter. Send it over to Meg so she can put it over on the Dub Club. If you haven't already, join the Dub Club. Go over to Dub Club, https://dubclub.win/r/megs08dfs. It's at the bottom. I don't know why I'm reading it. Y'all can fucking read it, get in, get your best bets, get a free week right now to try it. Best time. You want to see all of our bets, even the stuff we don't give out on the show for the Super Bowl? Come on. The Super Bowl is where we all spend a ton of money to win a ton of money. I already tell you, I already got $25 on tails. I do it every year. It's about 50-50 ever since I started doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it again. Tails never fails, baby. It's going to be in my best bets. Best bet, tails, 25. All on chance.
All on chance.
Let's go.
Let it
I'm
ride.
hyped up for the Manders, baby.
Yeah, dude. I'm surprised you don't have tickets to that game.
Right. No, I'm not going to Philadelphia. I like life.
You like life?
Yeah. Though if anybody has extra money laying around, if the Commanders do make it to the Super Bowl and you would like to send me, even if it's just for the week festivities, completely would be thankful from the bottom of my heart. I'll go. I'll take pictures. I'll do interviews with people. Put it on the Fanspeak YouTube channel. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just saying. Thank you all for being here. This has been my TED Talk. Bruni, Anything else for the good people?
That's all I got, brother.
He says, how about heads I win, tails you lose? What a dad. That's a dad joke. I win that 100% of the time. All right, Bruni. Everyone, appreciate you being in here. Raise hail. Go Commanders. Fuck the Birds. Let's win some money. Bruni.
The only thing that I cared about what you just said was fuck the Birds. Boy.
Boom.
Down
All
with
right,
Philly.
take us out.
Down with Philly. Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.
Manders, baby.